Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for another pathfinding session today. And I was actually in a quandary earlier as to what to talk about today. I wanted something to talk about that will not seem motivational speaking, because I found out that many a times when people listen to what I say, and they have this tendency of thinking that, well, he's just a motivational speaker. What he's trying to build me is trying to, they just categorize me as one of those speakers out there trying to get people to live better. Most likely they themselves are not even practitioners of what they say. But I want to tell you this today: that's an absolute utter lie. I am not that person. I am not that one of those individuals who are out there sharing information that they themselves are not practitioners of. The things I bring to you, right? Trust me when I tell you this. The things I tell you, the things I come to you with week after week, if you listen to them, pay attention to them, and act in alignment with them, in consistency with these precepts, these are principles. There are first rule of thumbs that I bring to us. If you live your life in alignment with this principle, your life is not going to be recognizable in the next 5 years. You can't recognize yourself. You will absolutely be a wonder, literally, first to yourself and then to the world and all and sundry around you. That's the first thing I want you to understand. So listen to me not because you want motivation, but listen to me because I am communicating ideas that are practicable, that are implementable in your life. That's the kind of dedication you need to give your destiny. You don't listen because you want to burn your data. In fact, left for me, I think you should delete your social media. Your Facebook, your Twitter, delete everything. But then I know that in some way, there is a whole lot of negativity out there on social media, online, in the internet. And then one of the other seemingly more deleterious way that social media kills people is the taking away of their time, precious time. Many people spend an average of 4 hours online on their screens daily. Imagine that. And do the math. You have 24 hours in a day. If you spend 8 hours sleeping, 4 hours on your phone, what does that tell you? You have about 12 hours to live. And then, of course, very, very often, those 12 hours are mostly unproductive because you're going to have to, you're in the office, you're gossiping, you're gisting. You can't deal that way with your life. You have to give your life the seriousness of a champion, somebody who sees a goal to be achieved. And until you achieve that goal, you're not willing to quit. Now, I said I was in a quandary as to what to talk about, and I had two options of things I wanted you to be very conscious of. Not because I'm saying this. See, look here. The things I bring to us, they are more like a therapy, right? That's why I call this pathfinding experience. This is the pathfinding experience. This is the experience where after this experience, I expect you to have an idea of what you are going to implement immediately in your life. That's why we structure the pathfinding experience as it is. That's why I come week after week bringing different ideas. I mean, I could talk on purpose discovery week after week, but truly, you can discover your purpose, but if you don't go around every other aspect of life, then you won't know how to implement that purpose effectively. That's why I touch a little here, a little there, a little. I bring these ideas to you. That's why I'm telling you that you are being built holistically, not partially. I'm not being partial. I'm not only talking about your finances. I'm not talking about your spiritual life. I'm not talking about just a single aspect of your life. I'm trying to be holistic so we can be groomed. We can grow into giants and dominate our world. Now, here's what I want to talk to us about. I had time and I had success. And then I said, fine, why not we redefine time and success? So I titled the term of my discussion with you today, Redefining Time and Life Success. The first thing I want you to understand about time is that time is limited. I believe that the being, God, who created time, lives outside of time, and He puts you into time to solve a problem in time. So it is not a coincidence that you are in time. Whoever created time, God created time. I believe that. I don't know what you believe, but I believe that God created time, and He puts us into time to solve a problem that He saw in time that is necessary, that our existence is necessary to solve. That's it. That's the simplest explanation you can give it. So the question there is, what are you solving in time? What are you solving? Or are you just dilly-dallying around, vacillating, oscillating from one end to another, being tempestuous by the vicissitudes of life? You don't want to live your life guessing. You want to be like a flinch. Set your eyes like a flinch, knowing exactly where you're going, right? And I don't want you to seem, I'm not a big uncle, right? I'm not that, right? Just keep that away. I'm not advising you. No, I'm not advising you. In fact, the things that I teach you are not my opinions. No, these are time-tested principles. These are things that have stood the test of time. So if you're going to just wait, okay, let me see if this other guy is implementing it before I go ahead and implement it. Oh, all these pathfinders, there are members in my team that are not implementing what I'm saying, and I see that, because truly there is no way you can do implementations of these things and it won't speak in your life. So if the results are lacking, then the implementation is lacking, right? So that's why I said there are members in my team that I know that are not implementing these things. But you don't want to live your life that way. And we're grooming. Everybody is growing. I'm not perfect. I stand before you, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be sanctimonious. I'm not trying to be narcissistic, right? I'm just trying to bring these things out there so you know that these things are what are supposed to be done. And I spend hours upon hours studying this. Coming before you, I don't come unprepared. I weeks upon weeks preparing for this. Your time is precious. You don't have a lot of time. In fact, the most authoritative book of promise, which is the Bible, promises us 80 years at max. 70. And it says even if by reason of strength you go past 70 and you get to 80, it's not still promised. Of course, there are people who live above 80, and that I understand. But then, trust me, you're not promised anything above 80 years. Now think of that. How old are you? How old are you? How much time have you let pass? And you don't have to regret anything. Life is gracious, is generous, is forgiving, is long-suffering. It gives you the time to adjust. Somebody said something very instructive. He said, even if you give up, make sure you are looking up. Because if you are looking up, you can get up. So no matter how much time you've wasted, no matter how much time you've wasted with all those trivial nonsense, whatever things you've been doing with your life, you want to start today to begin to use your time to aim towards your success. Now, let's divide success. And I want to first of all define what success isn't. First of all, success isn't what you've done compared to what you're doing compared to what you've done. Consequently, success isn't what you have done compared to what others have done. Alright? So, you've done many things, I agree. But that's not the comparison for success. What is success? Success is what you have done compared to what you're supposed to be doing. Not to what you've done in the past, not to what somebody else is doing, not to what somebody's life is seeming to be a result of, but to what you're supposed to be doing. Now my question is, do you know what you're supposed to be doing? Right? And that's where I want you to seal up. Think, and think deeply. Do you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing? You can't. Remember, the time is limited. You don't have a lot of time. A very prominent speaker and an author, he said this. He said, everything is permissible for me to do, but not all things are expedient. Now, what he was trying to communicate is that everything is allowed. You can do anything. You have many options. There are different routes on the highway of life. You can take the center, the left. You can go different routes. Pew. You are at liberty to do that. But then the question is that what is expedient? Is that what is necessary? Is that what is apt? Is that what is suitable? Is that what is right for you? Define what success for you. And here's what you want to understand when defining success. Success is a target. And the target you have determines the direction you take. And then the direction you take should determine the association you keep. Now let me repeat that for a moment. So success is a target. That's where you're going. That's where you're heading. That's your destination. That's your destiny. That's your endpoint. And that target is what is going to ultimately determine the direction you take. And that direction should determine the association you keep. Now, many people get it the other way around. That's what they implement. So what they do is, let's be friends. I like you. Let's be friends. Where are you going? Let's go. Hopefully, we'll arrive somewhere good. How wise does that sound? So they get it the other way around. Association, direction, target. It's supposed to be target, direction, association. So where you're going should determine the direction you take, and the direction you take should determine who you associate yourself with. That's how you want to start living your life right from this day. A very, very funny tale, right? Somebody was speaking about Africa, and he said that in Africa, when the gazelle wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest lion, or else it will get eaten. And when the lion wakes up in Africa, it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, unless it will not eat lunch. Now the moral of the story is this, that either you are a lion or a gazelle. When you wake up, you have to run. You've woken up. This clip should wake you up. You need to start running. You need to start running. And don't tell me you don't know what to do. He said, he that asketh receiveth. And I'm not being biblical on us right now. These are principles in life. If you don't ask, you are not entitled to receive. The seed for an answer is a question. If you're not asking anything, you are not entitled to any answer. So if you want to know, then you have to ask. And you need to stop being ignorant and arrogant. Ignorance and arrogance is stupidity. How can you be ignorant? You don't know what to do, and you're arrogant. You don't want to find it out, and you want to be successful. It doesn't work that way. So you have to make up your mind right now to begin to run, whatever you choose to be, a gazelle or a lion. I personally want to train lions. That's what I want you to be. Tell me this: are you a lion? And say after me, I am a lion. Again, I am a lion. And I trust that from this day you start winning. Because the mentality of the lion is not the smartest animal in the jungle. It's not the wisest. It's not the biggest. It's not the fattest. It's not the fastest. It's not the anythingest. Nothing. Guess what separates the lion from every other animal in the jungle? Its attitude. Its attitude. When a lion sees an elephant, it says, I've seen lunch. When the elephant sees the lion, it says, I've seen a threat. It's time to run. It's time to run for the elephant. It's time to run for the lion. But then, get this. It's time to run for the elephant. It's also time to run for the lion. The lion is chasing. The elephant is running away. You don't want to run away. You want to be the one who is running, chasing. And guess what you want to understand? In my school, right, we held this inter sport. Let me tell you a little bit of a story. And then the young guys, the 100-meter race was the hype, the highlight of the moment. Everybody was expecting it. Everybody was waiting for it, and it was for the senior students. And we came out, we ran. Of course, those who won, it was like the race of dignity, right? That's what would define who was the best in the school. And then after that race, the definition was made. The teachers, the papas, they came out and they ran. And of course, it wasn't a race of dignity. It was a race of entertainment. The papas ran for entertainment. The young men ran for dignity. Now, guess what you want to understand from the moral of that story? If you don't run now for dignity, someday in the future, you're going to run as an entertainment to people. So run now. Run now so you can attain dignity. Don't run to be entertainment to people. Don't run for people to laugh. You want to run and inspire people, not for people to be watching you and be pitying you. You're young, you have time. You're old, I don't care what your age is. There is something that you're supposed to be doing on the earth. There is something that you were given birth for to solve on the earth. Whoever created you, whoever you believe that created you, found a problem on the earth. And he says, who will I send to remedy this problem within my creation? And that's exactly why you arrived on the earth. That's exactly why you are here. It's not a coincidence. There is no room for wasting material. You're not a waste of material. But that's your decision to make. You can actually be. But then you shouldn't be. That wasn't the reason why you were created. You were not created because there were abundance of materials and well, let's just make one more and sell. No. There was a specific problem that you are meant to solve. So make up your mind right now to first of all, know that time is short. Time is short. I say this to you again. Time is short. And I can't get to understand and get young people to understand how short and brief time is. Because I myself recognize this. I've made up my mind to write because I know that I've studied it. I know it, that it's really short. I've listened to people who they wish they could have done more with their lives. And they'll tell you, don't hold back. Use it all. All that there is in you, use it all. You have nothing to regret when you use it all. Because all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is good enough. But the admonition here is, make sure you do all you can do. Make sure you do all you can do. Serve somewhere. Do something. Contribute to someone's life. Help somebody. Be a blessing to somebody. Advance your life. Go forward. Stop being stagnant. Stop being complacent. Stop being myopic. Stop being mundane. Stop that microscopic thinking. Think big. Think ahead of yourself. Think above yourself. A mango tree does not eat its own mango. So if you are the only one benefiting from your life, then you're not living. You are merely existing. A mango tree serves every other person except for itself. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to bud. And don't feel angry. Don't be angry when people come to pluck from the fruit of your harvest. Don't. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're meant to do. So make up your mind right now, ladies and gentlemen, to start living purposefully. Start living with a consciousness that time is short. Because truly, it is. It is. You're getting older. The moment you were born, you started dying. From the moment you were born, you started dying. You need to understand this.